All right, are we live? Let me check this on my phone. Hopefully we are live, and hopefully this is working properly. Let's see. Hello, hello to anyone in the ethos watching. All right, are we live? Oh, we're good. Okay, perfect. Turn that off. Hello, hello, guys. Hola, amigos. Today we will talk about Sword and Shield a little bit. Then hopefully have a nice little Q&A, and then we'll get out of here. Early afternoon. Who's jumping in here? Boomer. What's going on, Boomer? How are you? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Vin, what up, man? How's it going? We got Zach in here. How you guys doing? Nostalgia. Big G, I have a question when you're ready. Yeah, we'll get to questions later. We'll talk about Sword and Shield a little bit first. And then we'll get into questions for sure. Hola, hola, ¿qué tal? How's it going, both eyes? Hello, bro. Alejandro. How's it going, brother? Hello from Barcelona. Nice, man. That's great. It's getting late there, right? Probably like 11 p.m. Barcelona is on the list of places. Well, Spain in general, I would love to get to someday. Spain and Portugal. Hailing in hailing in London. Oh no, man. That's bro. I will say hail is probably better than snow. It was snowing yesterday where I am, and just the thought of having to shovel snow is not enjoyable in the slightest. Is this live? I hope this is live. If this is not live, then I'm probably not doing something right here. So hopefully we are live because StreamYard is telling me that we're live. I hate snow. You're from Canada. What part of Canada are you from, Pagan? I am out in British Columbia, and this is gonna be like first year in probably 3 years that I've spent all winter in Canada. And I'll be honest, I'm not really looking forward to Toronto. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we've been, wasting a couple minutes here. People are rolling in, which is great. I do want to talk a little bit about the Sword and Shield era. So if I bring this up, hopefully you guys can see this. And we are actually, I'm going to close this out too. We are actually going to look at the numbers today in the spreadsheet. And I think I can show you guys this. If I go like so, hopefully you guys can see this on screen. This is from my market spreadsheet, last week's update and this week's update. And you can see it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good, guys, for Sword and Shield. A lot more red and pink. Still a little bit of green, which is fine. I mean, Darkness Ablaze, Astral. Those are the sets we're looking to. And I just realized we actually can't see Silver Tempest. So give me a second. I might have to make this a little bit small. We'll get rid of the date up top, but just know that up here, this is last week's update. There you go. We can now see Silver Tempest. Let's take a look, see who's in here. Yes, it's okay. Yeah, almost 11. But I'm a security. Oh, okay. Awesome, man. Like a portero? Or you work for like a larger company or something? Future cardboard millionaire on my screen. I hope, man. That is the goal. So we'll see. We'll see if it happens. Long way to go, but I think it'll be a fun journey trying to get there. Oscar, what's going on, brother? Very cool hat. Thank you. My wife bought this for me when we were in Santa Marta. And as you guys know, I'm preparing to be an American citizen at some point now. So yeah, it's fun. Yo from Vancouver, what's going on, man? Is it rainy in Vancouver right now? I feel like you guys get a lot of rain this time of year. What up, Potato? How's it going? Who else is in here? You love the content. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work and do not change the content. I'll try. I'll try and continue doing what I'm doing. DC's in here. All right, cool. Everyone's joining. I do want to touch on a few things. So I think when we look at this data, the most obvious thing that sticks out to me is Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike, which are kind of the no-brainers right now. It makes sense. They're going to be leading the pack in Sword and Shield. Evolving Skies, too. This is probably the largest data point I've seen in a while. Trying to stay hydrated today, guys. 6.14 booster boxes selling every single day over the past 7 days on eBay. and that is buy it now. That's excluding auction. So I think that is probably the largest number we've seen since the summer. And if I remember correctly, there might have only been like a week or two where it was ever over six, where any box is over six. So that is a massive point for Evolving Skies currently. I would wager, if I'm going to go out on a limb, and this might be difficult to try and find the box here. I was hoping this was going to work better. I don't think Evolving Skies booster boxes are going to be $2,200 for long. I think when you look on eBay, lowest list is probably like 2,300 right now, maybe even 2,400. And if they're selling this fast, we're going to be up to like 27, 2,800 on eBay within a couple days. So very interesting. I think people will obviously come back to market eventually. Right now, it does seem like if we go back here and look at the volume of listings, share this tab. Last week, from all the sets, we had 547 boxes listed below a 20% leg up from market. This week, we're down to 468. That's a fairly significant drop in only a week. And sales volume was up, but not up that large. We went from about a 33 average for all of the sets, now up to around 35. So what is that, like 6-7% increase? It adds up. It adds up, guys. So something to pay attention to. I think Sword and Shield is going to have a really nice Q1. That is just my guess. Check the chat here as well. What's up, MST? How's it going? I'm not gonna lie, I watch all your content. I thought there was gonna be a couple thousand lol. No disrespect. Yeah, I think the last stream we did there was like an average of 40 people. I also didn't really promote this one. I just kind of went live, put something in the Discord like 15 minutes before. So no, it's fine. Like I'm not really worried about total amount of people here. It's not really the goal. Greetings from Toronto, Charlie. What's going on, man? Preparing. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. How is the liquidity in your country? Can you liquidate your whole position in no time? Yeah, I mean, I have connections now, so if I want to liquidate, I'd just go through a couple people I know. I think it's fine. Like One Piece as well, the national group in Canada is always incredibly active. So it's not super hard to move stuff there. I will say like sealed boxes are more difficult to move than individual cards in that game, but not really a huge issue. Yo, 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 we making money, Dubs. What's up, man? We're trying. We're trying. Did you see the perfect order product image? I did. Um, I I don't know. I'm not really super excited about it, to be honest. Like Zygarde, who else in there? Mega, Starmie. And I can't remember who else was on the front of the booster box, but I don't know. Doesn't look that promising. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on Ascended Heroes. Shiny Cardboard, Poke Profit. Or wait, that's DC. Sorry. I meant to bring this one up. What up, Straw Hat? How's it going, brother? Yep, I hear. Okay, I'm glad the audio's sounding good because I don't have any way to monitor today. I mean, I could, but kind of wanted to wear the hat. Yeah, Evolving is about to explode. I would agree. I think Evolving is gonna have a really good Q1. Pretty much anything here in the alternate arts, like even battle styles, we're back in a pink range again, which like isn't great, but it's also at a place where I think you should be paying attention to it. If everything else is moving, battle styles will eventually move. I wouldn't be surprised like end of Q1 if this is, I don't know, $300 booster box. We'll see. And it sells fairly well, somewhere between 2 and 3 boxes per day. I think that's respectable. I'm really keeping an eye on Lost Origin and Silver Tempest. I think today when I was doing the numbers, the past like 24 hours, there were maybe 10 or 11 boxes of Lost Origin that sold. So, I mean, if that continues for another week, it's going to be really interesting to see where it ends up. Go back to the chat here. I just bought 2 Fusion Strike booster boxes for 1950. Okay. Now the same guy is selling me the Lost Origin one for 720. You think that's a good idea? Um, so what is that, like 975 on Fusion? It's actually like probably close to lowest list at this point. If I remember correctly, there weren't a ton of boxes below 1,000 on eBay. Lost Origin 720. Yeah, I mean, I think it's only a matter of time. By the way, I realize you guys can't see if I have the questions up. Let me go like this. That'll probably look a little bit better. 720 on Lost Origin's fine, I think too. I think it's okay. Especially if you don't have Sword and Shield and you want positions, like this is kind of the time to do it in my eyes. I think things are just going to keep getting more expensive. Especially, and I know a lot of you guys don't like One Piece, but as One Piece continues to climb, I think some people are probably going to take profits and come back to Pokemon. That's my guess. We talked about that. Might be a flopper, yeah. Just based on like the Pokemon they're showing, not really anything super promising. Evolving already 2,500 in Sweden. Wow. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Love the spreadsheets. Thank you, Prue. Yeah. I mean, I'll shill it if you guys want access. Link in the top of the description. Update every week for the Sword and Shield and lots of other updates that we do. It's good stuff. God tier content. What are the odds of reprint? It's really interesting. Um, I heard some information today about One Piece that I'm not going to share just because it came from a source where they wanted me not to share it, and then also just because I haven't been able to verify. But if what they told me is true, I think it's going to be a very interesting year for One Piece. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. Very interesting year. Stop sign. Stop sign. MSRP. Can we get an emote of OP13 with a stop sign? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I do like the MSRP prismatic though. It's good memes. You think OPL5 could reach 2 to 3K this year? Maybe. Maybe. It's possible. I think we could keep memeing it. Nice hat. Thank you. This is a traditional Colombian hat that the rancheros wear. And my wife bought it for me when we were in Santa Marta, so I figured I'd wear it today. Why not? When should I sell my Chilling Reign booster box? I mean, I'm not selling mine. I think it's gonna be a good year for Sword and Shield. I think it's probably good to hold on to your Sword and Shield, no? Especially too, like where I mean, like maybe there's better Sword and Shield boxes to put it in, but if you're gonna incur fees selling it, probably not worth doing, honestly. And then where else would you put your money? Like Prismatic 151, but Paldean Fates. Yeah, I mean there's options, but I feel like Sword and Shield's just a no-brainer right now. So I would hold off. Prediction Prismatic and Destin January 2027. Um, who knows, man? Flip a coin. Like right? Like anything I say is just me talking out my ass and guessing. If I had to throw a prediction at it, I think Prismatic's probably gonna be either the same price or more expensive. I don't think it's gonna be cheaper. I think the reprints are gonna slow down. That's my guess. I'm banking on Pokemon focusing on newer stuff. And obviously a lot of that's probably gonna be Destin. So I mean maybe Destin's cheaper. I wouldn't be surprised, especially if we get more booster boxes. I mean, if you listen to Anon, he says that a lot of booster boxes are coming. So we'll see end of Q1 what happens. But I have no clue, man. You know, I go with the flow. I don't have any insider information in Pokemon that some of these people claim to have. So probably not the best person to ask. But I am super bullish on both of them long term, if that helps. What do you think? Will Prismatic be the same as Hidden Fates, overprinted and stuck for a long time? I mean, it's possible. Like, it really depends what happens this year. But the interesting thing, if you guys are in the spreadsheet, you can go look. Like, the Prismatic ETBs sell like nothing else. Nothing's even close. And I wasn't around for Hidden Fates, unfortunately. Like, I don't have the data. But I would wager a guess that even if you factored in the new era we're in with how many boxes are moving, how many cards they're printing, I don't think Hidden Fates sold anywhere near what Prismatic sells like. So I think that sure, it's a possibility, but I also think that the supply of prismatic is just getting churned through so fast. What's your end of year prediction on evolving? I mean, I'll be conservative and say like 3 grand. And that's very conservative. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than that. Could even get there in Q1. Who knows? I think it's entirely possible. Hey, hope everything's going good with you. I wanted to know what is your opinion on buying into Destin Rivals as current. I'm not buying into Destin Rivals at current price. I will wait, and if I miss out, like it is what it is. But I'm not buying Destin booster boxes 6 months after release at $400. Not happening. Um, when would be the best time to move Evolving Skies booster box? Is it worth trading for a full case of SVR set? Um, no, I don't think it's worth it, honestly. Like I would rather have Evolving right now than any other SVR set, than any SVR set. Even Destined, but I mean long term, Destined it might be close, but I would say over the next couple of years you're probably going to do better in Evolving. And then even something like Paldea, I know it's rotating now, it's probably going to do well this year. I still I still don't rate it anywhere near Evolving. And I think Evolving still has legs. Like team ups at 10K, Evolving's at 2, 2.4, 2.5. Long way to go, I would say. Picked up a Fusion locally for 840 last week. That's a pretty good buy. They're close to 1,000 now on eBay. Like there really is nothing below. I mean, maybe a couple listings at like 950, but yeah, I mean that's not a bad buy. Terry, what's up? How's it going? Visiting Mexico, so loving the look. Thank you. What part of Mexico are you going to? My I can't remember where they go actually. They fly into Guadalajara, and then there's like a gated community kind of north of there. But that's where my uncle and aunt go. I haven't actually been to Mexico. I mean, I had a connection in the airport, but I've never actually been out there. So, place to visit in the future. Any recommendations? Let me know. Is Astral actually that bad? Boxes are still easy to find under market. Humble. I think at this point, like the market's telling us Astral kind of sucks, and it's not terrible. Let me bring up Astral. Let's give Astral some love. If I can share this tab instead, I'm gonna have to find the box. Which there we go, over here. I like Astral. I think Astral's fine, but unfortunately, and I think this is just the base. Do I need to add the trainer gallery? I do. This is something I hate, by the way, on TCG Player. Like, if you look up Astral, it should just give you the trainer gallery at the same time. But I think there's great cards in this set. I mean, the Machamp, it's a solid artwork. It's just the fact that it is a Machamp as the top chase, which, unfortunate, right? The Starmie V is amazing. Solid card. I like the Palkia. I think Garchomp is really cool as well. Dialga, not my favorite, but still fairly cool. The Beedrill, I actually pulled this card. It looks amazing in person. And there's tons of other great cards in here. Like you have some decent depth. It's just that you don't have a solid top chase, in my opinion. That's really what's holding back Astral, I think. That's just my guess. What's your thoughts on OPO9? Um, it's a really good set. I'll leave it at that. I heard something today from someone who knows something or might know something, who knows. And if what they told me is true, it's gonna be a crazy year in One Piece. Gonna be a really crazy year. But I think even whatever happens long term, OPO9 is worth having some exposure to for sure. Appreciate your insight, Muzz. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, man. That's what it's all about. Just chat a little bit about Pokemans. Chat about the Pokemans. 13's greater than 9. Yeah, I mean that's not really too contentious, Eric, I would say. Prismatic is probably the most printed product already. It's not Hidden Fates 2.0. Yeah, I would agree. Like if you do the math and look at the packs, it probably already, and we have another year, if not more. So Prismatic's crazy. Like, if they didn't do all the ETB reprints they did in 2025, those would 100% be $200 plus at this point. And if you need a perfect example of what happens when you don't reprint your best sets and then people realize they're actually good sets, just go look at One Piece. Lucas, what's up? Thank you, man. Keep it up. Love your videos. Did you see the new products? Perfect War. Yeah, I saw it. I'm not really a huge fan, to be honest. Like Zygarde, Mega Starmie, it's kind of lining up to be a flop, but we will have to see what the cards look like. I think that's probably the most important part. And I think that's gonna be ME3, right? So it's coming right after Ascended. It's gonna it's gonna probably be like Journey Together, maybe worse. Kind of just giving me those vibes. But again, like depending on the cards in there, it's going to decide what happens. Evolving is the best set ever printed. Changed my mind. I mean, that's not a take that I couldn't get on board with. I think it's fine. I like evolving. It's good. I wish I had more. And yeah, evolving. Goated. Pokepaster. TJ, what's up, man? Happy New Year. Will Lost Origin hit 1,000 in 2026? Probably. It kind of seems like it's going that way, right? I just get that vibe. I mean, like I think in the short term it's going to be $800 here fairly quickly. I think just based on what you can see on screen, and I mentioned this too like really early on. I think the past 24 hours on eBay, there was like 10 or 11 Lost Origin boxes that sold by it now. So if that continues next week, they're gonna jump fairly quickly, I think. But yeah, $1,000 seems reasonable. Also, we got to do a live stream sometime, man. So I mean, do you have Instagram? I should just hit you up. I've been so busy and also just lazy. Like any free time I have, I just want to watch One Piece right now. So I'll get in contact with you, man. We'll do something. Be fun. Prismatic already got printed into Oblivion. I'll look at the price now. Yeah, agreed. Like if they didn't do all those reprints, prices would just be insane. When you say product is being churned, do you think most is being opened or just kept sealed? A lot of it has to be getting opened. When you look at the pop reports, and this is something I'm still trying to figure out with Prismatic because there's demigod packs, there's the god packs, so it's not like you can just because I did a video on 151 looking at how many packs had to been opened to get the PSA pops. I want to do something similar with Prismatic, but the math is a little bit more nuanced just because there would be overlap from God packs and demigod packs. But even if you just look at the raw numbers right now, you use fairly conservative estimates for how many cards actually get graded or what percentage gets graded, and it's a lot of packs. It's a lot. So I do think there is a certain amount being kept sealed, but the numbers dictate that a ton of it is being opened as well. In my opinion, the problem with SV is that there are so many good sets: 151 Prismatic, Destin, Paldean Fates, Surging. So I think the best choice is going to be Sword and Shield. Uh, is going for Sword and Shield is simply Evolving Fusion or Lost Origin. Yeah, I would agree. Top three is kind of like the no-brainer. Maybe throw in some Crown Zenith. If you want to go like a level lower, Brilliant Stars, Chilling, I think that's fine. Maybe some Silver, but top heavy for sure. And I don't think you can go wrong with any of those sets, honestly. It's the same with SV. Like, I think Destin and Prismatic are by far the best sets when you just look at the cards. But if you're in the top, like, third of sets, Paldean Fates, Surging, Paldea Evolved, 151, like, you're going to do well. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, leave a like on the video. Helps out a ton. And yeah, thank you all for being here. I think we're up to 97 people. At least that's what StreamYard is telling me. I don't really know how accurate that is. And I also lost track of where I was. Right here, I think. TBH, the liquidity in Europe is nowhere near America and Canada. Kind of a shame. Yeah, I would agree. That's unlucky. It does open up some interesting arbitrage. Like right now, if you look on Card Market, there are some OP sets, and I know we're talking about Pokemon, but there are some One Piece sets that are 30 to 40% cheaper in Europe, where it's like it almost makes sense just to use a freight forwarder and just get them shipped to North America. Crazy the price difference sometimes. I don't own any Evo Skies booster boxes, but if I did, I would keep it for a very long time. Might consolidate my way into one sometime. Debating it. If you're gonna do it, DC, I think now's the time, man. Now is probably the time where it's gonna be like 4 grand, 5 grand, right? And yeah, do it soon. Do you have insurance on your products? I do. Yeah. Yeah, once you get to a certain level, like you just have to insure stuff. And in Canada, it's kind of difficult, honestly. I'm changing my plan this year, but you can get like a decent chunk of it covered under your home insurance. More than likely, like you can get probably somewhere between like 35,000 and 50,000 in an add-on. That's fairly cheap. Or I know some people use like storage units too and stuff, so whatever way you want to go about it. Lost Origin booster box or 2 Fusion Strike Pokemon Center ETBs. Is that the same price? Could have sworn the Fusion Strike ETBs would be more, but I'd probably go with the booster box just because for me, like the PCTBs seem like an unknown still, especially Sword and Shield era. There's no promo card; it's just the packs and then the sealed product value. I would go the conservative route, but that's just me. I operate fairly conservatively. Had to pass on Evolving Skies booster box today because it's not super minty. Might be a huge mistake. Yeah, kind of. It's frustrating to pass on things like that too, but I mean, for me, like as long as the seal's intact, I don't really worry about it as much. Like I understand minty boxes like tight wrap, those are going to do better, but still, if you're getting a decent price on it, Astro's a fun set, Leo. I would agree. Like I don't think it's terrible, but the market's kind of telling us that it sucks. So, is what it is. Question: April 2028, 1 year after rotation forward prismatic regular ETB price range. I know you're not a crystal ball guy. 151 ETB price keeps staying on my mind. Okay, so like 2 years, 2.25 years from now, let's say $297.57. 297.57. I have to keep buying Astral for my son who wants to pull him a champ. The struggle, Jay. It is an awesome card. It really is. So I get it. I get it, man. Grayson, are you a collector as well? And if so, what are your favorite singles? I don't collect Pokemon at all. I'll be honest, like I've had way more fun opening One Piece this year than Pokemon ever. And my wife and I, she pulled the Gengar VMAX from Fusion Strike. She pulled the Lily's Clefairy. Amazing. Like it was such a fun time doing that. But I really like the mangas in One Piece, and even some of the SPs are so cool. I currently have the one manga that I sent for grading, it came back a 10. So I'm holding that, but in terms of Pokemon, no, I don't collect any singles. And that might change in the future as well. Like the the Mega Charizard, the new one, the SIR, that thing looks so cool. So depending on what happens with price, I might eventually get one of those. We'll see though. We'll see. OPO9 is the best reason. If you guys don't know, Oscar only has OPO9, and it was after I told him countless times to buy some that he finally listened and bought some. But he also did not listen to me when I told him to buy OP13 in November or before November, maybe even. So, yeah, OPO9's up there, man. Like crack set for sure. Bro, spill the beans. I can't, man. No, this is someone who I worked with, and I have a lot of respect for him, so I'm not gonna say what they told me. And by the way, I'd like to confirm it or at least have like a secondary source to confirm it. But really interesting year, I think, coming for OP. Are you also avoiding stocking up on MEO 1 and 2 at current prices? They aren't that far off MSRP. Yeah, I haven't touched like anything new at all. I would say I have one Destin Rivals box. I have 10 Black Bolt ETBs, which I thought were going to come in a sealed case. They didn't. If I knew they were going to be loose, I probably wouldn't have bought that many. And that's it. I don't have any Mega yet. I I don't even get in the queues anymore. Like I've left all the Discord groups, the notification groups. So I'm not paying attention to when drops are. And I can't be bothered at this point. Like I'm way too busy every day, so if I miss out on PCTBs, it is what it is, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait, and if I miss out, it is what it is. But that is the plan that I'm currently executing. We have a couple starred messages too, so I want to take these from MX. He's okay. No messages, I guess. Thank you for the super chats, MX Bile. Appreciate you, bro. Maybe you left a message down here somewhere, and I'm missing it. Oh, now I've lost my place again. Actually, oh, you did. I'll take this quickly. What's the best play right now? Brilliant or Chilling Rain boxes? Ooh, that's close. Let me. Can you guys still see this? If I go back here. No, we're sharing this one. Share this instead. Let's see. Um, I think it's close. I think it's probably really close right now between those two. Let's see. Let's look at current sales. I think it depends. What you have available to you, honestly. I know that's not like a clear-cut answer, but Brilliant's getting close to 600. Recent sales on TCG Player were around 580, 570. I think on eBay, by the way, there is a listing right now, or when I did the numbers this morning, there was a listing for $410, a minty Brilliant Stars box. And I don't know if those are legit. It looks legit. The seller has zero feedback. They were the one that last week was at 380. So I don't know if they're selling one box every single week and they're just moving it up $30. But if you could buy that box for 410, that's kind of like a clear no-brainer over Chilling in my eyes. I mean, Chilling's like basically the same price. I would probably go with Brilliant at this point, which I don't know. A year ago, a year and a half ago, I probably would have said, and I just realized you guys can't see. I just realized you guys cannot see these that I brought up. So here, let me show you. Chilling Rain. Let me double check. I am on this right page. Okay, sorry. Recent sales, 570 all day. Brilliant if we come over here, recent sales, 570, 580. So if you're paying the same price, I would probably go with Brilliant right now. But again, I do think it's what is available to you. And now I got to go back and find where I was. This is always the struggle. Liquidity, April, we went over that. Prismatic. Here we go. I know you see those PF booster boxes dropping on EB right now. Paldean Fates? PF. Dropping on EB. What's EB? Like EB Games? I don't know what you're talking about, Pokey Poops, unfortunately. Are there some... Are you talking about like collection boxes? Like the Great Tusk stuff? I'm confused. Prismatic, the next Crown Zenith? Yeah, could be, but I think Prismatic's kind of a bit deeper than Crown Zenith. I think we got to give it a little bit more respect than CZ, even though I love CZ. You the goat, man. Keep it up. Yeah, TJ, we got to get together, man. I love your content. I think it'd be fun to have a conversation. TBH, the generational wealth opportunity is gone. XY Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield at 110. Now it's rough. Still gains to be made though. Hey man, that's why I went into One Piece. I had to risk it for the biscuit, but I think there's still wealth to be made. Like everything's so get rich quick right now in this hobby, and it really bothers me. Like I I got into Pokemon investing with the understanding that if I made like 25% a year on my product, like that's good. That's a solid year, right? Now we're at a point where if you're making less than 150% a year, it's a bad investment. So I think there's still generational wealth to be made, but it takes time. Like a lot of people, you don't go from a $0 net worth to $1 million net worth overnight. It's just not really realistic. People need to temper their expectations about what they're actually going to make in the hobby. And it's gonna get worse too if we ever do end up in a lull. Like you could just see what happened late 2025 with the correction. Like 3 months, people were already freaking out, dumping their boxes. I don't know. I don't know, man. If we have like a year or two like that, things are gonna be really interesting. Yo, Catalano, what's going on, man? By the way, what's your first name? Because like, I feel weird saying the last name. I'm just assuming that's your last name. But hopefully you're doing well. Do you play One Piece on PlayStation? I didn't even know they had a game, and I don't have a PlayStation. I I don't really play video games anymore. Like I'm a huge PC guy, so I played Counter Strike for the longest time, like CS:GO, even a bit of CS2. It's just I don't have time. I really don't. And a game like that, like you have to. It kind of sounds funny, but like you have to DM and practice every day. Because if you don't, like your mechanics just go away. So yeah, I don't really play games anymore. We are in Mexico City. Okay. Visiting my in-laws for the month of January. Awesome. So many beautiful, amazing places to visit. You keep putting out great content. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mexico City looks great. Looks really fun. So hopefully I can get there one day. Hopefully, hopefully. Oh, let's see what else. I have most I have most tag team cards, but need the biggest few. I don't have a Bubble Mew anymore or Sumbreon. Which would you spend money on some of the Bubble and Sumbreon or some big tag teamers? Um, man, like this is all gonna come down to what you want, right? Like for me, it would just be my bias. I really like the Bubble Mew. So for that reason, I would say the Bubble Mew. But in terms of investment, I have no clue what's gonna do better. I really don't track the singles market. So for me, it's kind of just what cards look nicer, and I like the Bubble Mew a lot. I man, it pains me that I didn't buy some when they were like 80, $90. I remember looking at I think it was PSA 10s, and they were 350 to 375 Canadian on eBay, like all in after tax, shipping, sub $400. And me being the goofy person that I am, I didn't end up buying any. So yeah, I'd go Bubble Mew, but that's like my bias and it has no relevance to investments. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. Goofy comment. Yeah, that's dude, it's so funny. Like whenever I say that now in a video, it actually drives engagement. Like people leave comments. And some of them are actually pretty good. So I'm embracing the meme at this point. I envy Europeans for having easy access to bundle displays. I agree. It's by the way, Charlie, it's not just Europeans. Like even Asian distribution, they get the bundles. So I have a guy in my mentorship, and he runs a store in Singapore, and he got a ton of the prismatic bundle displays, like cases, master cases of them, for whatever price from distro, like super cheap. And then over here we get nothing. So yeah, that's always a way you can go. I think a lot of people overlook Asia in Pokemon. It's actually interesting, mainly because I don't think the arbitrage is there that there currently is in like in One Piece and other games, but they definitely get a lot of product. Francis, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Hopefully you're having a good Wednesday. DC, I wonder if insurance companies actually honor the policy. Anyone know of any anecdotal experiences? I know Brian from Pokemon talked about whatever his collector's insurance or whatever. Is it CIS in the States? He said that when he had an issue, they paid out, which is great. I mean, I've never had to deal with mine, and when I sign the policy, like I try and make sure it's as airtight as possible. And yeah, I mean that's all you can really do, right? But it's probably worth doing for sure. That's just my opinion. I know some people would disagree. Like maybe you just want to get a giant vault in your house to keep everything, and that's the way you could go too. Would you sell PCTBs to get Sword and Shield booster boxes? I think it depends on the PCTB. Um, when I've been looking at the PCTBs, and I think I'm doing the update this weekend or next weekend, they're they're probably still like a month or two away from doing anything interesting, just based on the numbers that I'm seeing. It might even be more than that. So I think short term, like Sword and Shield's probably gonna do better. Long term, who knows? I'm probably less bullish on PCTBs than a lot of people. So, I mean, I probably would, depending on what the PCTB is. If it's a good set, good promo, probably not, but I don't know. It's close. It's close. Like a lot of things, it's really close. Flip a coin. Brilliant or Chilling Rain Booster Box. What's best play right now? Can't decide. I think they're close as well. They're close. I'm gonna make an emoji that says it's close, and then I'll just spam that every time someone asks me like this. No, I think it depends what you're paying, right? So if you're paying $100 less for Chilling, then sure, like I'd probably do that. At current market price, if both boxes are being offered to you at the same price amount as well, just go with Brilliant, I think at this point. That's kind of what people are favoring, unfortunately. I don't know. A year ago I would have said Chilling, 2 years ago, but the market is telling us otherwise right now. Destin Rivals booster box play, still hold out. I'm still holding out. If I miss out, I miss out. It is what it is, but that's my plan. And by the way, this applies to like Mega as well, Phantasmal Flames, all of that. I'm not touching any of it. Not now. Uh just pick up 3 Fusion Strike boxes at 700 each. Wow, Jose. That's a pretty good price because they're going for like let me bring this up again. I think lowest listed on eBay is 950 and there's only one or two boxes, I'm pretty sure, below 1,000. Maybe a few more actually. Maybe it's like 4 or 5, but not a ton below 1,000. So that's like pretty solid. Pretty solid entry point, I'd say. Astral has the best trainer gallery cards. I could get on board with that. I like a lot of them. I do. I really do. The Starmie, the which other ones? The Guard Chomp as well. Like, yeah, there are some good cards. Why do the wifeys always pull heat? I don't know, Francis. I do not know. I will say though, I've pulled 3 mangas this year, so I think I'm beating her now, just by a little bit. But I've also opened a lot more. She doesn't like opening One Piece, so I get to do that on my own. Does Brilliant Stars run? Does Brilliant Stars run not make Lost Origin look cheap? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be like $700 for long when we're looking at Lost Origin. I really don't. I think it's going to be probably like close to 800 soon. That's my guess. Let me bring this up. Recent sale 750. Yeah, I mean it's basically there at 800. Who knows? It might even run more. Peak on this too was really interesting. We're up to like almost 900. I think I saw a couple sales like way back. What was this? Early September. I think I saw a couple sales around that. So we have a ways to go before it's all-time highs, but it's going to start running. Where do I go to find Pokemon waifu? Uh, do you really want a waifu though, man? Like, is that the goal? Look, I will just say this. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say it. I was thinking about it, but I'm not gonna say it. I gotta start censoring myself sometimes. Look, man, work on yourself, get your money up, get in shape, and once you start doing a lot of stuff, and you probably are already doing that, right? But I think when you continue to level up in life, things just come to you. Instead of going out and looking for it, just focus inwards. Which set will perform better long term, Paldea Evolved or Surging Sparks? People aren't gonna like when I say this, but I think I'm gonna go with Surging Sparks. I think I'm gonna go with Surging, and that's probably a hot take, and I might be wrong, but I like the cards in Surging a lot better. That's just me. Like it really is Magikarp or bust for the top hits, right? Like, sure, you have some great illustrations and SIRs. I love Paldea. I thought it was a great buy at 80-90. Do I think it's a great buy at like 400 now? There might be better places to put your money. But I think too, it depends on how much Surging gets printed. There's already a ton out there. So if we get more booster boxes, maybe not. Maybe not. Respect all good. Thank you, man. Respect to you as well. What's the best play right now? I feel like I just answered this. Oh yeah, I took that earlier. Yeah, Brilliant Chilling. It is close. Thoughts on storing products as you did out in the open? Seems like would collect a lot of dust and more likely to get damaged. Also seems like you considered open cases as cases. Yeah, I don't call them cases, but they came like this. A lot of my stuff came from the Pokemon Center, and they would open the top to put the packing slip inside. I opened a couple cases though, like sealed cases from like a new store. Like if I would buy from first time buyer, basically, right? Like I would do that. Now I just don't bother because I buy from the same places. I also do clean, like I vacuum it and stuff. So, dust for me is not really a huge concern. But yeah, like, obviously there could be more dust, so it's something you should pay attention to. Definitely. Since you're talking One Piece, there are lots of affordable boxes and cards here in Mexico. Interesting. Just always have to be careful for fakes. Yeah, that would make sense. Plan to drop some money on OP14 and singles. Awesome. That's amazing. Terry, what are the boxes going for down there? Out of curiosity. Like if you convert it to USD, how much is it going for? Brilliant is a superior set IMO. Easy choice. I don't think it's that easy of a choice, but yeah, I think at this point the market's telling us brilliant. Brilliant's the way to go. And by the way, I'm fine with this because I'm still sitting on like 56 booster boxes or 54. I think it might be 54. So yeah, like guys, pump brilliant, please. Please, do the moon. Let's go. You know what? Actually, Brilliant is better than Lost Origin. It's better than Fusion Strike. It's better than Evolving Skies. It's the best set of the era. Ship it. That's my take. What's up, Grayson? Chris, how's it going, man? Have loved your Poke Profit channel for a long time and have recently started watching your One Piece channel as well. Been cool to watch your channels grow over the last couple of years. Thank you, man. Appreciate the words. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I I really did not expect the One Piece channel to do as well as it is. And the only reason I separated them is because a lot of people in the Pokemon space didn't like when I talked about One Piece. So I figured it would just be better to separate it in the beginning. And it's really interesting too. Like I and this is what bothers me too about when PokeTubers talk about One Piece, the ones that aren't actually in One Piece and paying attention. Like it is a different audience. There's obviously some overlap, and I said that over the past couple months, there's been more overlap between the two channels. Like I'll see familiar names, but for the vast majority of 2025, it was completely different people. And most of the people I work with as well are not into Pokemon. They're only into One Piece, which is, I didn't expect it. It's probably like if I had to put a number on it, I'd say it's probably like 95% of people that I work with are only into One Piece. So yeah, really interesting. But thank you. Thank you for the kind words, man. I do appreciate it. DJ, what's up, man? How's it going? How's it going? 410 sounds too good to be true. I I know, I agree. But the photos look good. It is a zero feedback seller, which is the concerning thing. But I mean, if someone wants to take a chance on it, like you really have no risk. You can just use eBay's return policy. So it's worth doing. Maybe opportunity cost, you lock up some money. I think they mean EB Games. Yeah, oh, okay, Phantasmal Flames. Gotcha. Booster box dropped. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we don't have an EB Games like anywhere close to me, so I don't pay attention to EB Games at all. Even like Walmart nowadays, like we get sleeve boosters in there, and that's really it. Maybe some ETBs. I don't even know anymore because like in my Walmart they have everything behind like a glass case now, and it's just such a pain. I don't want to go ask someone to open it. It's just it makes my trips to Walmart when I'm picking up detergent or something else just way too long. So yeah, I don't really pay attention to that stuff anymore. But that's cool, especially if they drop near MSRP. Are evolving regular ETBs a good buy? Price per pack looks real cheap. I mean, they could be. Generally, ETBs. I feel a sneeze coming on too. This is gonna be bad. Generally, ETBs haven't performed as well as the booster boxes, but if the pack per price or price per pack, pack per price per pack looks good, it could be a play for sure. I think it'd be interesting too because I I used to always look at the loose pack price versus the booster box price per pack. I should do that again with the ETBs because if it's in like the 40 to 50% range, it probably makes sense. And generally, when the booster boxes start running, the ancillary products will lag, and that's a good time to pick some up if you want to. But I think long term, like prioritizing the best products, like the booster boxes, is going to be the way to go. Paldean, okay, gotcha. Or Paldean Fates, Phantasmal Flames. Okay, that makes sense. 249, is that Canadian? That's like less than 200, like 180 USD. That's not terrible. It's pretty good. Question. Hey Grayson, been watching your content for a while now. They have a bunch. They have a bunch of collection boxes like Magascon, Mega Kangaskhan EX and Latias EX. Goodbye or strong, goodbye. I imagine or strong hold for now at like retail. Um, I'm never gonna touch collection boxes ever again. So even if it's retail, like it's just not something I'm gonna put my money into. Generally, those products get outperformed by booster boxes, even booster bundles, things like that. So, one of the large pitfalls that I fell into when I started investing was I tried to do the math and be like, okay, price per pack, this is the cheapest, it makes sense. I would have been way better off just buying booster boxes. Like the the amount of Evolving Skies boxes I could have bought, but I ended up buying like Divergent Powers tins. And I made money on them, but nowhere near the money I could have made if I just bought the booster boxes. So that's just me. Get rich slow is my plan. That's mine too. Like everyone wants to get quick or, get rich quick, and it's not the way to go, man. Like it really is destroying society. And maybe I'm trying to get rich too quick as well. So, yeah, it's something that even I'm trying to monitor when it comes to my investments, but if I can get there by 40 or 50, great, but and if it happens sooner, awesome, but that's not my goal. So many SVR items near MSRP still. I bet if people hold that stuff, it'll work out long term. Yeah, for sure. I would say so. Especially the booster boxes. Like it's interesting what's going to happen with some of these sets like Temporal and Paradox and I don't know what else you could throw in there. Obsidian too. I mean, Obsidian's a little bit more expensive, but yeah. And even later stuff, right? Like Stellar Crown surging. Lots of good plays, I think, long term. Potential good video idea could be like what you would buy to start collection 2026 with 1 5 10K. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that again. I've done videos like that in the past, so I think it's fine. Um, I feel like it would be kind of boring. If it's Pokemon centric, a lot of the recommendations would be Sword and Shield right now. I mean, it just makes sense. It just makes sense in my eyes looking at the numbers. For anyone new, let me pull this up again. This is from the market spreadsheet, which I will shill, by the way. Like if you guys are looking in the description, top of the description, market spreadsheets there. Also links to the consult calls and everything else if you guys are interested. But the this is like week 5 now, I think, 4 or 5 that we've continued to see progression in the Sword and Shield era. And it's not just evolving and fusion, it's now Chilling Reign. Brilliant Star was actually kind of leading the pack, and that's slowing down a little bit, which is interesting. Lost Origins picking up, Silver's picking up. So even battle styles, right? You can see here we're talking about $286, 20% leg up. So 36 boxes moving at 2.7 per day. It's not going to take long before battle styles is $300, just based on the numbers. Really interesting. Really interesting. So yeah, a lot of it would be Sword and Shield. I could do a video like that though, for sure. It's not out the realm of possibility. Bio with another super chat. Appreciate you, man. I feel like you left a question somewhere further down. So let me let me pull one of these up again and then just try and find it because I don't want to lose my place. Okay, actually I can just do this. 222. Let me go further down and see if you left a message. You think I should buy Ascended Heroes ETB case at release? I would probably buy the case if it's sealed. 100% you're confident it's going to be a sealed case because even with Prismatic, like those cases have gotten away from a lot of people. Back in May, you could pick up the cases of regular ETBs for about like 160 Canadian per ETB, which wasn't terrible at the time. Like the loose boxes were fairly similar. And then over a couple months, they kind of dried up. And now if you want a sealed case, like you're paying up. So I think it's fine if you're buying the sealed case and then dollar cost average over the next couple of years. Like maybe we get back to the point where a lot of stores are getting case quantity and they can dump them to you. But I don't know. I still feel like we're kind of a ways away from that. I think PCTBs are a good shout as well. Same thing with like sealed bundle displays. I am gonna go back up though, because we skipped over a lot of stuff. We are super far behind on chat, guys. Sorry, but kind of par for the course here if I'm taking every question. Distant Rivals booster box play. Yeah, I'm holding out. I feel like I answered that one already. It's Nick. Okay, Def called me that. Okay, Nick. I'll try and remember that. Got here late, but hope all is well. BC, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. It's 2:42. We can go for like another hour, maybe a little bit less. Do you have an exit plan? I purchased a good amount of Sword and Shield 4 years ago, and it's currently at 160K if it doubles. In this run, I've been thinking hard about switching half to dividend stocks. Yeah, I have an exit plan. My plan's probably going to be different than yours. Like I I used to want to sell a lot of stuff when I could just double and then get my money out. I'm at a point now where my better investments, the ones that I really believe in, like star players, I'm going to hold a lot longer. I'm going to try and get to 3x, 4x on some of those before I even start moving stuff. And for me, and you can watch the Cardboard Kingpin series to kind of like get a better idea of where I'm going with this, but I am going to start slowing down what I buy, I think. I mean, it might stay consistent if my income continues to grow, but the goal for me over the next 10 years is to make TCGs a much smaller percentage of my portfolio. Ideally, I'd like to get below 10% and maybe even 5% eventually, right? And part of that thinking too is I'm married now. I'd like to have kids in the future. So, at least over the past couple of years, right, it's kind of just been me and my wife. So in the future, if there's kids, I'm definitely gonna go more unk status, be more conservative, and put more money away into other things. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that answered your question. Couple super chats here. We have Zach QQ. What's going on, man? What's the smart move right now with what's the smart move right now? OP09 or OP13? I don't want to give away what I was told today. So I'm going to say that I think the older stuff is probably the way to go right now. That's my guess. That is my guess. So OPO9, but OPO9 is also expensive. Like you could even go, I mean, I know you didn't ask about it, but I think OPO5 is probably like the safest route to go with any of these anniversary sets at this point, just because it is more than 2 years old. But between those two, I think OPO9 is safer. I have money set aside for if any of these sets get reprinted. So I would buy some now, but have money put away in the event they get reprinted. And I do think an OP13 reprint's going to come. I'm not convinced it's going to do anything though at this point. I think that even if we get more boxes, maybe there's a dip for like a week, but it really does seem like people are just waiting to load up. Thank you for the videos. I'm gonna butcher your name, Siswan. Siswan. Thank you, man, for being here. Appreciate you. I see. Is that pound sterling too? It has to be, right? That's not the euro sign. So I'm guessing you're in the UK. That would be my guess. If not, let me know. And thank you. Thank you for the super chat, man. I do appreciate it. And now I'm trying to get back to, I think I was right here. I think a minty sealed 151 booster bundle display at 1325 is a good deal. At this point, TCG Player has been misleading as most of the listings at this price are installed. By installed, you mean that they've sold and that you can't purchase them? Is that what we're going for there? Um, yeah, booster bundles are interesting because, with something like the sealed displays, you're really you're not getting any increase in hit rate, right? Like we're not talking one piece here where cases are mappable. So I'm not a huge fan of paying a premium on the sealed bundle displays, especially 30%, or about 30%, right? So like if you can find a lot cheaper, I would probably just go with the loose ones, honestly. Like that's just me at this point. If you want to have one just in case, like sure, but I don't know, like that really is the premium that you're paying right now. And I don't know if that premium is going to increase in the future. Like maybe it's just stuck at 30%. Because again, there's no benefit to anyone buying the bundle display unless it's for display purposes. Because it's not like you're getting a better chance at pulling an SIR or an alt art. So that's just how I view it. Like I get why there's a premium, but I'm dubious as to whether the premium's going to grow in the future. And I just realized you said unsealed. So, unsealed. Okay, yeah. Um, most of them are unsealed. Yeah, I mean, if that's lowest listed, like I get it, but I think everything I said still applies. Uh, Vigi, what's up, man? Yo, love your content. What is the best investment for this year, you think? It's probably going to be some. I mean, in Pokemon, it's probably going to be Sword and Shield. Something in Sword and Shield. Maybe 151 surprises. Maybe Paldean Fate surprises. But you have to look at something like Evolving Skies or Fusion Strike. I mean, just look at the numbers on screen. We're down to 26 booster boxes on eBay listed below 2650 and they're selling at 6 per day. So, at the rate we're going, we're about 4 days away from them being back to almost all-time highs again. Now, is that realistic? Who knows? Like that number is probably going to slow down in my opinion, but Evolving, Lost Origin, Brilliant, Fusion, some of those, even Crown Zenith too. Like it's starting to move again, which is shocking to me. Like I did not expect that we would see Crown Zenith moving as fast as it is right now. Very interesting. Hopefully that answers your question. I think I did take this one right. Yeah, I think right now it's probably OP09. Older, I think just to de-risk too, like going for the older stuff in One Piece makes sense right now. That is just my opinion, but I would have money set aside in case reprints come. That is still my strategy. Um, thoughts on buying the Bubble Me right now? The price dropping or keep waiting? I I'm probably not the person to ask when it comes to singles. Like I don't really track them that well. It's coming down. Will it be more expensive in the future? Who knows? Like the thing for me, I like sealed product just because when I look at a pop and it's what is it, 30,000, 40,000 on the Bubble Mew now, I just don't feel great about those. But again, probably will be more expensive in the future. I don't know, considering the way we're going. Kyle, what's up, man? Nice hat, bro. Thank you. My wife bought this for me in Santa Marta. It's a traditional ranchero hat. Also, by the way, I know you guys can't see this. We have a poncho on right now, so I said at the start of the stream I'm getting ready to become American citizen, and that's someone's gonna get offended that I said that, but fuck it. Who cares, guys? We are live. That's all that matters. We can't be censored. Only the Canadian government can censor me at this point. Uh, stop it with EU. We don't get the same supply at all, so we pay a lot more for everything. Hello. I wouldn't agree with that though. Like you guys are paying a lot less for certain One Piece stuff. Like maybe in Pokemon for sure. I know that prismatic ETBs over there are very expensive. At least that's what Oscar tells me, but um yeah, I understand for certain things, right? But it goes both ways. Like if you're in other games, you probably have an advantage right now. You do have an advantage, 100%. So, yeah. In Pokemon, I can sympathize. It looks like the Pokemon market is rebounding now. Do you think in the next 1 to 2 years, Pokemon or One Piece has a better outlook in terms of ROI? I said in probably like late 2025 that I thought One Piece was going to outperform Pokemon in the short term. So I was referring to the next 12 months. I think that's probably going to hold true. I really do. Especially after what I heard today. I don't know if it's confirmed. I'm kind of my sources are solid, but it's also not verified, right? Because it's coming down the chain basically, let's say. So, just based on what I'm hearing, I don't know. We'll see. It it's looking promising. I think Pokemon's gonna do well though. I really do. I really do. What did you do to obtain a vast amount of capital besides working a traditional job? That's it. Like I worked and I saved and I was lucky like when I went to university, my parents helped me, so I didn't come out with debt. School in general is cheaper here in Canada than I think in the States on average. I mean, there's some expensive places, and if you're going into like medicine or pharmacy or whatever, it can be pricey. But I was lucky; I had no debt, and I just saved up a lot, and then I made a really big play into Sword and Shield booster boxes, and that's kind of how things started. But the bundle display here in Europe is not in English. Interesting. So it's not worth that much. It's not in English. What language is it in then? Like French? Spanish? I don't know where you live, but interesting. Very interesting. Hello. It's this one. What's going on, man? I think I took your super chat, right? If I remember correctly. Thank you for the videos. Yeah, that was you. Yeah, let me know where you're from. You probably put it lower down in the chat. And I'm sure I'll get there in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And now I messed up where I am. One more question. Prismatic SPC and premium figure collections are a massive buy right now. Are they? I think there's going to be a play on prismatic SPCs this year. I do. I really do. That's something I'm paying attention to. When should I sell my CZ bundles? I got an MSRP. Current market is 130. Is there ever a price point for bundles or percent increase? I'm I'm holding my bundles. I have a lot of them. Like you can see behind me. If I go this way, I have a ton of CZ bundles that I got an MSRP as well. I have no plan to sell them. I think this is gonna be a good year for CZ. Now, if you have a plan for the money, great. But if you don't, I think it's gonna be something to ride. Fusion is great buy at that price, big W. Yeah, for sure. I think that was in reference to the guy paying 700, right? I imagine like that's 227. We're 25 minutes behind chat right now. I think PCTBs are more relevant in SV era with the stamped promo and arguably only for specialty sets. BB is safer. I would agree. 100% Pokey Painter. What's up, man? I think Lost is best buy in Sword and Shield for the price point. Yeah, that's fair. Could be. I don't know. I still like Fusion and I still like Evolving, but over the next few years, I think it's going to be close. I gotta get an emoji that says it's close. Should I buy Ascended Heroes case? I feel like I answered that. Yes. My prismatic ETBs from the GT collectible drop the other day just arrived. Was nice to be able to get some more for a decent price. How many did they drop, Nick? Do you know? That'd be interesting. We haven't had any since like probably November, middle of November, I think, maybe early December. Costco's getting stuff in Canada. I'll be honest though, at this point, like I want some bundles or SPCs. I don't want more ETBs. Oof, just realized I meant Minty 151 booster bundle display. Yeah, even if it's Minty too, like that does make it a little bit better if you're buying a nice sealed one, but I'm dubious as to what the premium is going to be in the future. I mean, maybe there's just so few of them that there is going to be that value add there, but I think going with the loose bundles is fine. Maybe that's a hot take. I need to get more cash to start investing into more again. Spent a bomb this past year on traveling and Pokemon. Yeah, man, traveling can be expensive for sure. You know, I'm lucky. Like when I when I spent a lot of time in Colombia, I mean, Airbnbs were getting expensive, but they were still fairly cheap. And then food is just so cheap there. Like I could eat out 3 times a day for $15-20. And it's good food, like good healthy food. That's going to a restaurant. You get like a soup starter, you get a drink, you get an entree that has rice and avocado and some type of meat. Like, man, spoiled down there for sure. But people who go to Italy and Portugal and Paris, like I get Europe, I get the appeal there. Even the US too, like people who go travel to LA and New York. Great, cool, but man, like for me, I'd rather just travel on the cheap. That's just me though. And maybe that's because I'm a brokey. Missed the bag on Sword and Shield. I'm going deep in SV. Okay. D boys, I see you. That's a play. That's a play for sure. Nope. See what else? Black Bolt and White Flare have insane card values. Everyone's sleeping on these sets. Yeah, I agree. Like the value there is insane. I think it's just because they're so new. Now, I know some people argue that it's probably going to get overlooked just because Destin's probably going to get priority in terms of reprints. Prismatic probably takes priority over it as well, at least for the first 6 months of the year. Yeah, it could run up out of nowhere. I have a little bit. If I go this way, you can see up there, couple ETBs of Black Bolt. I would like to get more for sure, but I think it is going to be around a little bit. That's why in my video I ranked it fairly low. Fair. Just would rather get 2 or 3 Esfera booster boxes instead of one. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it depends on the Esfera stuff you're buying though. You know, I feel like there's still a lot of room to go on Sword and Shield. I really do. Picked up sealed case of Fusion for 57.50. Pray for my wallet. Felt like it was a decent deal though. Yeah, it's not terrible. That's basically market at this point for loose boxes, right? If you multiplied it by 6, maybe a little bit more, but you're basically paying no premium if you just picked it up. So I think it'll do fine. I still am not. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm less bullish on sealed booster box cases in Pokemon than a lot of people. I really am. I think it's gonna be difficult to liquidate, and just based on what I see when I look at the numbers, like maybe in private deals there's larger premiums, maybe, but on the open market, not huge premiums on most sets. At least not now. Depends on your own risk tolerance. Okay, you guys are having a conversation. What's the smart move right now? We answered that. I'm going to skip over the booster bundle stuff. Personally, I cannot spend hundreds of thousands on older sets. I just focus on the better, newer sets as I'm in it for the long haul anyways. That's fair. I understand that. Like the farther you get away from MSRP, the more risk you are taking for sure. But some of these older sets are so good. Like I don't even view evolving at 2.4K as really that risky. I really don't. 151 display is also first set to get that skew. I like them long term. Was it really? I guess in the bundles of 10, yeah. Because Crown Zenith didn't get them. Lost Origin Silver. None of the Esfera stuff. Like, yeah, maybe. Interesting. Really interesting. Um, if you can get in on SVA at good prices, yeah, for sure. DBZ, no. Okay, now we're rage baiting, man. That is worse rage bait than me throwing on the Ranchero outfit today. That's crazy. But clearly, Lorcana is better than both of them. So, oh man. Okay. Been in the Pokemon investment space for a couple years as well. It's wild how sentiment changed. Chilling used to be in the same league or argued as even better. Yeah, I agree. Like I was one of those people. I mean, I've I've definitely changed my tune on how I value depth in a set. I think having really strong top 1, 3, 5 cards is more important now than top 10, 15, 20. Depth is great, by the way. Like it adds value for sure, but those top handful of cards is really what drives the set. And for whatever reason, people just don't jive that well with the Blaziken and the Galarian Moltres in Chilling, even though they're more expensive than the Charizard from Brilliant Stars for whatever reason. So, is what it is. Chilling was second best set, maybe. Hasn't really played out like that though. Unfortunately. So was Brilliant at 2 or 300. Yeah, that was a good time to be buying. Was Pokey Profit Canadian or American? I'm Canadian. I'm from West Coast Canada. But the outfit's kind of implying because my wife's Colombian that, things are going to go on there. If you guys follow politics, you'll know the memes. Hopefully nothing happens though. I am actually kind of worried right now. Hey man, your top 3 most underrated card artwork from Sword and Shield. Dude, I don't know. I underrated card artworks. I really like the Lugia, but I don't even know if that's underrated. Like that's one of the most expensive alt arts. Um, what else do I really like from Sword and Shield? It's a good question. Lugia for sure I enjoy. Um, I really like the Mewtwo from Crown Zenith. It's an awesome card. And then also, let's see what else. Lugia, Mewtwo, and then I really like the Beedrill from Astral Radiance. I think it's cool. And that's probably an underrated one. There you go. Those are my 3. I'm definitely not the guy to ask, though, when it comes to individual cards. Here in Spain and Portugal is quite easy nowadays to find sealed displays at MSRP or almost MSRP. That's good. That's great. I'm imagining that's for um, booster boxes. Because I think you guys call them displays, right? Pretty sure. So that's good. It's good. And they were in English. Someone asked you. Awesome. You think I should buy Ascended Heroes? I think we talked about that. Yes, sir. Load up. Would be copying if it's retail. Yeah. Last question. Booster boxes that have a slight bent on the top of the box, but is still sealed and not tears of the seal. Still sell it or keep it. Yeah, I keep all my boxes like that. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Like, sure, you're probably gonna lose some percentage because it's not minty. And this take might age like milk. Like, who knows? If we really get to a place where, say, PSA starts grading booster boxes, could you imagine? I mean, like, WADA did sealed video games, so it is possible that that could happen in the future. Sure, like the minty boxes are going to do the best. I don't think anyone's disputing that, but I still hold all my boxes that have loose wrap. I think it's fine. I think it's always the same cycle: extreme hype, extremely low hype, where you can buy BB cases for 660. I don't know if we're ever going to see that again. I really don't. Like, $100 a box. If we're going to get to $100 a box, I feel like we're a couple years away from that, at least. And that's if that happens. I don't know. With things getting more expensive, MSRP moving up, it's it seems less likely. That's just me though. Your kids will definitely be pissed if you sell your Pokemon. Probably. Probably. I mean, they won't even know for the first 10 years, right? So maybe we just don't tell them. Just don't tell them. Also, collection boxes with solid promos. Yeah, I mean, if it has a solid promo, it can do well for sure. Hot take: Lost Origin will outperform Fusion over the next 10 years. Maybe. Might be a little bit of a hot take. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Especially 10 years. Like if you said 3 years or something, sure, but 10 years outperforming Fusion, I don't know if I could get on board with that. What did you hear regarding? Yeah, I can't share. I can't share, man. But very interesting things. Very interesting things. Yo, quietly investing. What's going on, man? Thank you for stopping by the stream. Let's see what else we got here. Thanks so much for your answer. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the question. I tried my best. Hopefully you were satisfied with it. Cody, what's up, man? Always the wave. Nothing more, nothing less. Appreciate you. I look at BB displays, kind of like the new booster box for specialty sets. Yeah, I know some people are pushing that. I don't know. I just feel like they don't. I don't know. They display okay, but they're kind of rectangular and I don't know. Sure. I can understand where people are coming from. Let's see. I thought it would delete my original post as I wanted to. And 151 bundle display would be for my sealed collection. Yeah, I mean, like if you're getting something for your collection, just buy it, right? Collect what you want. That's an entirely different conversation from investments. What's your prismatic position looking like? 100 ETBs, one PC ETB, and one SPC. That's what we got going. And this year I'll probably, because I hate my life, I'll probably add more. Anytime there's a reprint, my guy messages me on Facebook and he's like, "Hey, I got some more stuff for you," and I normally take it. So I imagine that's going to happen again this year. And if it doesn't, then my position will probably do fairly well. EU has cheaper Sword and Shield, probably 15%. Awesome. Yeah, if you want to get in, that sounds like good entry points. I know the market's slower, so you have to factor that in. But I feel like long term, right? Like if you're holding something for 5 to 10 years, you're gonna you're gonna buy yourself that time to eventually sell it in other markets too. You know, when you look at a lot of the XY boxes that sell or black and white, it's not all in North America. You have boxes coming from Australia, from Europe, from Asia, and that's just because there aren't a ton out there. So if someone's looking for it, they're going to have to buy whatever is available to them, which sometimes there's only one box or none, none even for black and white and platinum on the market. Do you think there'll be reprints of '09? No comment. No comment. Tricks, most of the slabs. Okay, you guys are having a conversation. That's great. Evolving Skies, the next team up. Yeah, they're fairly close. You know, I think team up is maybe a little bit better now. Like that's kind of what the market's telling us, just based on the value there. But they're very close in my eyes. So if team up's reaching 10K, I think that evolving's at least gonna get to 5 fairly quickly. Holy cow. That's my guess. Maybe 8. Who knows? Like, who knows 5 years from now? It could be 10K plus. They're very close. Let's see what else here. Have 10 plus bundle displays in Denmark, Europe. They're all in English. Yeah. So you have a lot of people telling you there's English displays in Europe, and that was kind of my understanding as well. Is that a lot of it was in Europe in English? So interesting. Oh, you're from Scotland. Okay, cool, man. That's awesome. I've always wanted to visit the UK and go to a bunch of the different places there. So hopefully in the future. Hopefully in the future. Looks like beautiful land. At least some of it. At least some of it. Maybe not all of it. Same with Canada. Everywhere in the world. Um, let's see. You live stream killing it. Twice the peeps in here than first. Smash the like button. I agree. Smash the like button, guys. Smash it hard. I will say too, my analytics, like more people are watching the videos recently, so I don't think it's like I'm doing anything differently. I think it's just because more people are paying attention to Pokemon right now. And even One Piece, the analytics on that channel are at an all-time high in terms of like views per day, watch time per day. It's up there now. So I don't think it's that I'm doing anything differently. I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that more people are tuning in right now and paying attention. Let's see. Black white booster bundle display sets are going for about 1K on eBay. Seems like a solid buy. What do you think? 1K. That seems expensive, right? Is it one of each or just one? It's like $100 a bundle. There's no way the bundles. Let me look these up. Black Bolt booster bundle. I'm curious. Wow, they are 900 now. Holy cow. I mean, recent sale, that's December though. I don't know. How much are the bundles? I mean, the loose bundles are like $52. I wouldn't be paying a near 100% premium for the display. That's just me. Now, if you're buying one of each, seems like a good deal, but I wouldn't be paying that much just for the sealed premium. Seems excessive. What should I buy with 1.3K sealed? I mean, it's tough to tell, man. It's I, I really don't like getting, and again, like no hate to you. I don't like getting questions like this because I try and give recommendations when I have more information about something. Like I don't know what you do for work. I don't know how long you're planning to hold for. I don't know what your space conditions are like. I don't know what your outlook is, like how long you want to sell. So it's so difficult for me to give you an answer. I would say that right now, I think Sword and Shield is going to have a great year in Pokemon. I think early SV is going to have a great era or a great year. And yeah, like use that information to dictate what you're going to do. If I just tell you something and I know nothing about you, it's kind of difficult for me to give you the best recommendation. My guy Jollibee, what's going on, man? Just got out of my last meeting. My goodness, hell of a day. Nice hat. Thank you, bro. Yeah, long day of meetings are no fun, but good thing it's over now. Good thing it's over. By the way, Jolly has probably one of the best One Piece collections I've seen in a while. Absolute pioneer, in early, got all the cards he wanted for cheap. That's the way to go. I wish I bought more. Like the Whitebeard SP, the Buggy. I should have been buying all these cards. Because now that I actually want them for my collection, they're way too expensive. It is what it is. Pedro, what's up, man? How's it going? How's it going? Thank you for stopping by the stream. You did ask a question too. Let me take this. Thoughts on Prismatic Evolution's Elite Trainer boxes? What's a good price to get in? If you have none, I think just buying now is fine, and you DCA. Like my entire thesis and everything I've said, even though some cosplaying sociopaths on the internet wanted to misrepresent hours and hours of footage by taking one sentence, my position has always been that you should DCA into it. Like anytime there's a restock, buy more, and I'm continuing to do that. Anytime more ETBs or booster bundles come to market, I'll buy more prismatic. So I would say get in now. I don't know, like trying to time the market's probably not the way to go. Um, let's see what else here. I'm surprised PSA hasn't started grading BBs. I'm surprised too. Like I feel like it's coming. Eventually, someone's going to do it. And the funny thing is, there'll probably be a market for it. There will probably be a market for it. There's a market for sealed video games, comics, like everything like that. I think it's the natural progression. Hi there, SNK. What's up, man? From where do you get the booster box displays or booster box supply, man? It's getting late, guys, and it's only 3 p.m. I didn't sleep well last night. That's gonna be my excuse. Where do you get the BB supply and sales data? So what I do, I can show you guys the spreadsheet. I take TCG player price, that's market price. I add 20% to that number. The reason why we add 20% is it's arbitrary, I'll say that, but the idea is I want to look at boxes that are in a sellable range. So for me, if something's listed at like 50% above market or 100% above market, those listings are so worthless because they aren't going to sell. Whereas if something's like 20% or less, 20% or less of market price, it's in a position where it could sell. Even on eBay, like if market 70, I've seen things sell $84 just because people promote their listings or whatever. Maybe they live in an area where no one else is near to them, so they want to just buy it because it's closer. They don't want to wait for something to ship across country. There's reasons why they'll sell. So that's the reason for that. The booster box supply, that's just opening all the listings below that price, the 20% leg up figure, and then just counting how many boxes. It's really difficult to scrape all the data, and some people they'll just look at the listings, right? Like if there's 5 listings, then you would think, oh, there's only 5 boxes. Well, sometimes if you open the listing, it'll be multi-quantity, so you have to do that. And then daily sales, that's just going to sold and completed, and buy it now only. I don't track auctions because I want to track sales around market. Sometimes when there's auctions, things go lower. Now, when sets get older, for example, Sun and Moon era, I do track the auctions, but Sword and Shield, it still sells fairly consistently. Just buy it now. So I'm keeping it as buy it now sales for now. In the future, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, that'll change. And then it's really just a basic formula of supply divided by daily sales, and then you get a number spit out at you, which is how many days in theory, right? If this continues before we see that market price jump up. What's your opinion on the partial move away from PSA after some bad grading? Like who are you gonna go with though? BGS, they're owned by PSA now. Tag's not really super liquid, but I guess there is a little bit of a market for it. Who else? CGC. It's kind of tough. Like, PSA are the most liquid cards. So if you grade with anyone else, you're gonna have to deal with that. That's just my opinion. I mean, it kind of sucks, but like that's the trade-off for sure. So I personally wouldn't grade with anyone else unless it's BGS for One Piece. Like if you have One Piece cards, you're trying to chase the black labels, or even some of like the gold leaders from EBO2, like there's hardly any BGS 10s, like the regular gold version. So those are going to be basically the de facto black labels, right? So for One Piece, there are cards that I would send off to BGS, but for the most part, PSA I think is just the way to go, and in Pokemon as well. What is your storage like? Yeah, I'm fine. Like I have tons of space, so it's not a big issue. I will have to get different shelves here, I think, in the future. And if the position grows to like 500K, even if it's insured in one place, like I would probably at that point insure it in different locations. And I've had things insured in different locations as well before. Um, but the larger it grows, like getting close to $1 million in one place feels a bit weird to me. I know like Brian, like he runs his whole business out of his basement. So, for him it works. And I'm sure for me it would work too, right? Like if you have the insurance in place, it's not really something to worry about, but it would be a hassle for sure if you ever had to deal with your just dealing with the insurance and waiting. But yeah, no, I have tons of space. But they do take up a lot of space. I didn't even know this is where you read the questions. Haha. Thanks for the answer, boss. I love your content. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Too late to get into 151? I wouldn't say so. I think you still have time. I think you still have time. Spicy outfit. There's nothing spicy about this at all. This is traditional clothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wearing it. And if you're offended by it, it sucks to suck. Sucks to suck. Now, when I say that I'm getting ready to be part of America, yeah, that's spicy, but nothing wrong with the outfit. By the way, ponchos are so underrated, guys. So underrated. Ponchos are incredibly comfortable, great to wear, and I think more people should adopt them. That's just my take. Let's see. What else do we have here? I'm gonna go for like another 10 minutes, and I think we're caught up on chat basically too, which is great. So answer a couple more questions, and then I will get out of here. Let's see. You think evolving? I'm imagining that's evolving. Will far past. You think evolving will far past in value than LO and fusion, like how team up is with the other tag team boxes. Yeah. So, um, McDonald, to answer your question, the annualized ROI of evolving is way higher than both fusion and Lost Origin. But I think Lost Origin was around, and I did this last year, so I should probably do it again. I think it was like 35 to 40% higher in terms of annualized ROI compared to those boxes. So I think that will continue, right? The gap between the top set and then kind of the tier below it tends to grow as time goes on, but you're also going to see those ROIs come down. That's to be expected. So I would wager that the gap will grow. I don't know if it's going to get to the gap that we see between the tag team sets, just because actually maybe. I mean maybe. Team up's kind of an exception though because at least from what I understand, it didn't get much as the other tag team sets. So I think that's kind of playing a factor there, but yeah. Yeah, the gap will grow. That would be my guess. Let's see. By the way, guys, my nose is so clogged up. I don't know what it is about Canadian winters. I'm even actually my air purifier's off. I should be running that, but yeah, Canadian winters, man, are just not fun at all. Let's see what else is here. Piero, I just received a Lost Origin BB from a store. Paid 875 Canadian plus tax, or tax included rather. The seal is great, but the top cardboard has been pushed in and is open. Store's offering me a refund. Should I take it? I mean, if the seal's intact, no. Like, I look, this is what I'll say too. Like, when you're buying boxes, unless you're buying it and you see photos beforehand and then what you receive is different, stuff like this would just drive me insane as a store owner to have to deal with. Because it's just like, this is just part of the game, man. Like, I've received stuff that's way worse than this. Like, if it's just being pushed down a little, you know, that it's just you're gonna have so many boxes that arrive like that. They're not going to be 100% perfect all the time. Like, if you saw photos though, and you were being sold something different, sure. But if that's the only issue, that the top's pushed in a little bit, then I think you're overreacting. That would just be my position. Prismatic ETBs or prismatic figure collections for 5 year plus holds, which is better? I don't really like the figure collections. Again, like if we're talking about market price right now, and that's what we're buying at, I would just assume it's going to be the ETB, but who knows? Like if the figure collections only get one print run, if we get a ton more ETBs, then maybe those will kind of be like a 151 binder situation where they just pop off. So yeah, I think intuitively I'd say ETBs, but depending on what happens with print runs, could be the figure collections. Euphoria moment. We'll get to that in a second. Seen more gains in One Piece in the last 2 months than 3 years in Pokemon. It's funny, man. It's funny. I got so much shit for just saying that in the short term, One Piece was going to outperform Pokemon. So much shit. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even feel like it was that hot of a take. And yeah, like some boxes are up 400%. Some of the cards are up 600%. I mean, some things are up even more than that too. It's been a crazy year. Crazy year. Euphoria moment. Sam, are we talking about Pokemon here? One Piece? Both? Just in general? Yeah, a lot of euphoria going on in One Piece though. All things serious. Question: how long until Bandai actually stops the OPTCG printing? Not saying it will. Who knows? Like why would they stop if it's profitable, right? So I would say as long as the game's profitable and doing well, they'll continue supporting it. That would be my guess. I don't see them stopping it just because the story ends, which I think also is years away, right? By the way, guys, if you enjoyed the live stream, again, leave a like on the live stream, helps out a ton. Subscribe, and then in the video description, links to the spreadsheet that you're looking at on screen. I do pretty much daily updates at this point. I think 25 of 30 days a month, something like that. I'm doing an update, all the Pokemon products, some of the One Piece stuff as well. Links to the consults are there too if you're looking to take your TCG investing more seriously. I'll take a couple more questions, go for let's say 5 more minutes. If anyone has anything burning that they want to ask. Question: I've read and seen many videos on Instagram regarding bot services that guarantee you to be able to buy boxes of Pokemon in One Piece, of course, for a price. Thoughts? I would never support botting. That's just me personally. Like morally, it's not something that I want to do. I think that the queue systems and stuff, they're there for a reason, right? And the idea is to get product in the hands of everyone. So it's not something I would do. Um, I feel better about bots that track other stores or even eBay. If you can find a bot that tracks new listings and you can find arbitrage because the new listing's like 70% of market, people do that manually. Like they'll just sit there all day and try and find underpriced stuff. But yeah, it's not something for me, but like if it can make you money, sure. And you know, you have no issues with that morally, go for it. I think it's fine. Do you? Sealed case of Fusion. Yeah, you did ask this. Or you said you bought one at that price, right? So you're basically paying market.
No premium on the case, which is fine. Which is fine. I think it's all right. I do think Fusion's going to be more expensive in 2026 by the end of this year. So, yep. Nick's heading out, but wanted to say I appreciate your diligence across both channels. You've definitely helped me make you've helped you helped make me a better investor over the last couple of years. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, man. I'm sure we'll be chatting in the future. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And I'm caught up on chat, guys. So I think we'll just call it there. Thank you, everyone who stopped by. Nice little Wednesday afternoon chit chat. I don't know in the future if I'm gonna do every Wednesday, but this could be a fairly solid day to do it, in my opinion, because it just works out for me. I know Friday and Saturday, lots of people are streaming as well, so maybe it's better for me just to siphon viewers who aren't paying attention to something else. Yeah. Thank you guys all for being here. We'll call it there. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. We're out.